Hello, welcome to the show. Today I'm in Port Lincoln to have a look at a new development that has everybody talking. But first, let's check out what else we have in store. Ron pays tribute to 90 years of the Royal Flying Doctor Service and getting to know the fabulous Matt Gilbertson. But first, here's Kelly.
I love the idea of camping, the fresh air and getting amongst nature, but let's be honest, it can take a lot of organisation and a fair bit of gear. But what if I told you you could have a very similar experience without all the fuss and a few extra luxuries thrown in? Sounds like my kind of holiday. Meet Jude, the OffGrid Eco Cabin nestled into the scrub in a secret location in the beautiful Adelaide Hills. She was built by Michael Lamprell, who discovered this clever idea when travelling overseas and knew he had to bring it home to Australia. Why build something so compact?
Well, it was out of a need of mine to make life a little less complicated and to try and encourage people to go on a similar journey.
And while small in size, a tiny 2.5 by 6 metre floor plan, inside she's big on style. Marine grade plywood clads the clean, minimalist interior, which makes it feel surprisingly spacious. The cabin features a kitchen with a 2-burner stove, and a daybed provides the perfect posse to kick back and enjoy a good book, while the heater keeps things cosy in winter. In the bathroom, you'll find a unique wine barrel shower and state-of-the-art environmentally friendly composting toilet.
So it's essentially camping, isn't it? But of the highest luxury.
Yeah, it is. It gives people that would ordinarily not go camping the luxury of a hot shower and a big cosy bed. And we're hopefully opening up the experience of the outdoors to a whole new marketplace.
Channel your inner child and scale the ladder up to a comfy king-size bed. Large windows up here also bring the outside in, along with the feeling of peace and connection to nature.
Nature is number one. You know, you can hear the birds now as we're here. It's special. It's a very special place. But also, you're so close to everything. There's a national park just across the road. We've got some iconic wineries right on the doorstep. So there's lots to do. Or just read a book.
Play a board game.
Play a board game, do some yoga, meditate.
Yeah, wonderful.
Jude is designed to offer guests a digital detox, so naturally there's no Wi-Fi or TV, not that you'll miss it. If you'd like to know more, check out the Cabin Life website. Good things come in small packages, and that's certainly the case here. So why not treat yourself to a mini getaway in this mini cabin and enjoy the rare opportunity for most of us who are permanently switched on to finally switch off.
Coming up, we take to the air with the Royal Flying Doctors.
Here they certainly start off young. This little fella's got his work cut out for him in the barrel race at the William Creek Gymkhana. People from nearby stations have converged on this famous staging post on the Oodnadatta track to show off their equestrian skills. It's fair to say out here, the legend of the outback stockman is held in high regard.
When it comes to horses, things can go wrong, as manager Eddie Nunn from nearby Macumba Station knows only too well.
His daughter Chloe often competed here on her favourite horse Memphis. That was until a fateful day in August 2015.
Well, I had my daughter, she broke her neck.
Chloe came off Memphis while out mustering about 40 kilometres north of Macumba Homestead, and so would begin a terrifying drama for all concerned.
We ended up getting the ambulance out from Oodnadatta, so they had to pump a bit of morphine and that into her to get her onto the stretcher and back into town. And then it sort of happened about mid-afternoon, and by the time we sort of organised everything and got the plane up there, it was 1 o'clock in the morning when they actually flew her out.
Thankfully, Chloe's now back on her feet and doing her Masters in Psychology at Darwin University. A gutsy turnaround that owes so much to the Royal Flying Doctor Service.
It was very vital, yeah.
And I get a sense you're still a bit emotional about it, Eddie.
Yeah, well, that's right, yep.
A man of few words, but in his heart, plenty of gratitude for an aerial health service that takes some beating. As they get the witch cracking at William Creek, the RFDS is on its way. A team of doctors and nurses make the flight from Port Augusta to press the flesh with the station folk they know so well. Out here, they'll chat with station mums about women's health, readjust a sling for a mother who's dislocated an elbow, perhaps chat with stockmen about more healthy lifestyle choices. It's as much about preventative health as it is about broken bones. And on station country using motorbikes, there are plenty of those. Just ask Aboriginal stockman Cooper Bales.
I was only young and stupid, you know.
And what happened?
Yeah, I just got carried away, you know, just speeding too much, you know.
And what did you hit?
Hit a full-grown tree, like one of these gum trees.
Cooper broke 2 bones in his leg.
Over generations, the Royal Flying Doctor Service has worked its way into the hearts and minds of the Australian bush community. But it's certainly changed since the Reverend John Flynn had his first encounters with the real characters of the Australian outback.
Back at the turn of last century, John Flynn was delivering pastoral care to the people of the bush. But the needless deaths of people in the outback got him thinking about ways of overcoming the tyranny of distance. The first plane came from a fledgling airline.
Well, from Qantas, loaned to us at 2 shillings a mile, and we're still available to access that if Mr Joyce would like to come to the party, but 2 shillings a mile for the provision of an aircraft that allowed us the capability to fly the distances that were identified as being the restrictor to providing equal access to healthcare.
Here at the Port Augusta Communications Centre, the Royal Flying Doctor's impact is plain to see. Leanne Napier keeps tabs on a fleet of aircraft covering much of the Australian continent. In fact, you could say this is the largest doctor's waiting room in the world, covering an area as big as Texas. So from kids' vaccinations to injured stockmen and women, it's a mantle of safety provided by caring staff covering great distances, thanks to a growing fleet of planes.
And there are 69 aircraft in our fleet nationally, which makes us the 3rd biggest fleet in Australia behind Qantas and Virgin.
And this week, that impressive fleet celebrates the 90th anniversary of the service's first flight. From humble beginnings to a place deep in the hearts of all Australians.
We should never lose sight of the fact that we are born of pride, not pity, and we're endeared to the Australian community where we are truly the Royal Flying Doctor Service of Australia for Australians.
There's a well-worn path to many of South Australia's favourite gourmet destinations, but today we're taking things in a new direction, out west. To have a vineyard kissed by an ocean breeze is something quite rare, and that combination of sea and vines is what makes this location on South Australia's west coast so very special. Add to that a restaurant awarded a Good Food Guide chef's hat in its first few weeks, and you've got an excellent reason to visit Port Lincoln's newest fine dining destination, the Line and Label. Peter Teakle made his name with an international printing business specialising in wine labels. But this venture's more about what's in the bottle, and that's where the lines of vines come in. In 2 years since taking on this vineyard, he's added intensive care infrastructure to nurse it into top condition.
As any winemaker will tell you, the majority of the quality of the wine is in the vineyard. You can't produce good wine from bad fruit. Winemaker's job is not to stuff up a good grape. Yeah, it's very pretty. I mean, how many places in the world where your boat is 3 kilometres from your vineyard?
I can't think of another one.
No, I can't either.
Just as much meticulous care has been put into the building of the restaurant itself, a joint project for Peter and his general manager Diana Williams, plus a large cast of skilled local tradesfolk.
I thought, right, if we're going to do it, and as Diana knows, I'm not famous for sort of doing things by half, I thought, let's put something really special together. I mean, can you imagine 19,400 individually cut pieces of stone? They were here for 5 months cutting the stonework. It was amazing.
And good conversation was just as important as good food and wine. So there was a floor-to-ceiling approach to how the space sounded.
So we had an acoustic engineer design the ceiling. So the acoustics are just simply amazing.
This will be turned into...
Chef Josh Harris leads the team in the kitchen with a mission to use produce only from the Eyre Peninsula. The menu changes monthly, plus there are 3- and 5-course degustation options that change weekly. This allows the team to showcase whatever unique treats turn up as bycatch in local nets, and also make use of regular produce from farmers. And the local Lincoln icon still has its place on the menu.
Today we're prepping some southern bluefin tuna tartare. We're going to serve that with a tasazu dressing, which is basically sesame oil, soy sauce, some yuzu. Finish it off with some sea urchin mayonnaise and some squid ink prawn crackers.
Well, don't let me stop you. Keep going, please.
The local fishermen around here that work hard to provide amazing tuna, they enjoy seeing their own product on a local menu. It's without a doubt the most amazing venue I've had the pleasure of working in. All the chefs in the kitchen, myself included, are very spoiled to have 3 hectares of beautiful fruit and veg gardens at our disposal right outside the kitchen door. It's every chef's dream.
Not just a chef's dream, Diana and I are pretty excited about the menu as well.
Oh,
Delicious?
fantastic. Really complex flavours.
How do you see this space being used? What sort of feel do you want it to have as people come in?
We've actually said that we're a destination dining venue where people can come and celebrate the best Eyre Peninsula produce. So whether that's in summer, when some of the best produce is available, or when the fire's going, enjoy a delicious glass of red wine in winter. We've got a beautiful outdoor space that you can see out onto Boston Bay, up onto Winters Hill, and then out onto the vineyard. So it's a really beautiful spot to be able to sit any day of the year.
And of course, you'd want to do it with a glass in hand, just to gauge how Peter's grapes are getting along under the stewardship of wine industry stalwarts Andrew Pike and David O'Leary. And I believe there is a bit of a story behind this gorgeous Riesling.
There is. This is our first vintage. We didn't actually think we'd get something this amazing for about 3 years. So to have this from our 2017 vintage is absolutely a dream come true. So enjoy. Cheers.
The line and label is open from Thursday through to Sunday, and reservations are essential. But don't just stop here.
It's 2,000 kilometres of coastline, national parks, fishing adventures, culinary adventures, everything really is within about an hour radius of where we are from Port Lincoln. So from the foodie to the adventure seeker, pretty much everything is here.
Next, we catch up with the irrepressible Matt Gilbertson and how you can get your hands on a gourmet giveaway.
Darlings, it's Hans, international superstar, and have I got news for you?
Oh my gosh!
I was born in Glenelg, and actually the man who delivered me was Ken Rowland, who ended up being the mayor of Glenelg years ago. So that's kind of, that's a very Adelaide thing to happen. Everybody kind of knows everybody. I think when anybody finds out they're from Adelaide, the first question is, where did you go to school? So for primary school, I went to Mount Carmel Primary, good Catholic boy. And for high school, I went to Marriotteville because it was a music school, and I loved it. And I'm still friends with all of my teachers. We are in glamorous Croydon. I was living just behind Burnside Village before I moved here. And I've got to say, look, I don't want to be nasty, but the people are much nicer in Croydon. What a shock that is. It's really easy to get to the city from here. We're only 2 stops on the train, so you feel like you're in New York. You can just go there. It's a little bit hipster. People that have lived here for 101 years still live here. I just love it. It's a very friendly suburb. There's lots of places on Queen Street that you can go and visit. There's the Creperie across the road. There's the Queen Street Social next door, but Queen Street Cafe is my favourite. If ever I have anybody from interstate or anybody just visiting Adelaide, I always have to take them to La Sing Karaoke nightclub, and it is on Goodger Street near West Terrace. My go-to song at La Sing is either Single Ladies, because you can do the whole dance routine, Gangnam Style, because people get really shocked, because I have actually learned the Korean. People think that once the Fringe stops, then Adelaide shuts down. but it's totally not true. There are so many other festivals that are happening throughout the year. Cabaret Festival is like the #1 winter festival in the whole of Australia. It's actually the biggest cabaret festival in the world. I stay in Adelaide because my mum is only just down the road and then she can still do my washing. No, that's terrible. Adelaide is a great place to live. You can always get a park at the front of wherever you need to go. You're only half an hour from anywhere you need to be. The lifestyle here is just brilliant. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Thousands of people will make the pilgrimage to Clare next weekend for the Gourmet Weekend. Now in its 34th year, the 4-day festival is a celebration of the best that the Clare Valley has to offer. This year, 36 wineries, 2 breweries and a number of regional restaurants will take part. The program is jam-packed with a range of special events like degustation lunches and dinners, markets and masterclasses. A bus service from Adelaide to Clare as well as a shuttle within the region make getting to the festival simple. Day trip and weekend itineraries have also been planned for event goers, making your visit even easier. This year, you'll find the popular Gourmet Hub at the Clare Showgrounds, featuring delicious cuisine and new boutique wine brands. To get you in the mood for the Gourmet Weekend, we have 6 bottles of Clare Valley's finest to give away. All you have to do is jump on our Facebook page to enter. Whether you come for the day or the weekend, it's bound to be a fun time, so don't miss out.
Well, we hope the show has capped off a great weekend for you.